Special meeting, March 2nd, and roll call.
Ms. Snell? Ms. Metoyer?
I'm
Ms.
sorry,
Ford?
yes.
Here.
Mr. Davenport?
Is
Ms.
here.
Franco? Ms. Black?
Here.
Ms. Yelsey? Dr. Navarro?
Here?
And I didn't do opening ceremony, so maybe I just noticed call to order.
Yes.
So,
We can do open ceremonies if you want right now.
okay, let's do that.
Ready, begin. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We had a young lady yesterday. Karen was there at T-Winkle. She's a 7th grade T-Winkle student, and she sang the national anthem. Oh, I can't wait till she gets to Estancia. Okay. Yeah. Pauline is, the drama teacher is drooling. Chomping.
Chomping at the bits, that's.
Yes. Okay, so we need the adoption of agenda.
Move adoption. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Um,
Madam President, before you begin, a couple board members have asked me to, while I can't share what's enclosed, I can give an overview of this entire process because this is the first of many meetings we're going to have under superintendent's evaluation. And you know, over the years, that this is a holistic overview. It's not just about me, but about the whole organization. The first meeting is always a macro overview of how we're making progress with the board priorities, the state priorities, and you hear from the field, from those people who have brought those progress reports that we'll be reviewing. Okay? So I just want, this is going to be, there are going to be many opportunities for people. I think sometimes they think, or I've been told, that they believe this is about my salary. You're not going to be discussing I can tell you that. That's not enclosed today.
Okay, so we'll start with Cynthia
Do you want me to
Blackwell.
read?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
This is an opportunity for the public to address the board regarding items on the special meeting agenda. Each speaker has 3 minutes to address the board, and speakers may not cede unused time to other speakers. Per Board Bylaws 9323, there is a maximum of 20 minutes of comments per topic. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public comments depending on the topic wishing to speak. Depending upon the nature of the comments, the board president or superintendent may respond, or the president may call upon board members for brief comments, questions of clarification, provide a reference to staff or other resources for factual information, or request the superintendent to report back to the board at a subsequent meeting concerning the matter. All comments are recorded in full on the meeting video record, and DVD copies of the complete meeting are available to check out from the superintendent's office for 3 business days or for the purchase for $1. When addressing the board, it is helpful if you state your name and address for the record.
Okay, Cynthia Blackwell.
Good morning. I'm wearing a sweatshirt today that says teachers make all other professions possible.
Yes.
And that is very true because without the teachers in the front line, we would not have the fabulous students that we have and everything. And I feel like yesterday afternoon, starting at 4 o'clock, my phone started blowing up with text messages from teachers literally all over this district at even the whisper that there might be a kind of a meeting that was going to involve a raise or a tax shelter increase or anything else. Teachers were livid, and I'm thinking, okay. And I kept saying, I'm going to go to the meeting. I'll go to the meeting. I'll go to the meeting, thinking, I really want to stay home and sleep with my husband because he's off today, which is very rare for him to be in town. But no, I'm here just to say, I know what evaluations are like for teachers, and we really work hard. And if I did not have my lesson plans ready or have report cards ready or schedule conferences with parents or stay after school to meet with a parent or do my duty or do my R&R or do all those things, I would be held accountable. And I feel as a taxpayer, I have watched literally millions of dollars over the last several years be thrown out the window for SWAN math, for the RCD program, for the debacle going on over at Estancia. I could go on and on and on and on, but I won't because I have a limit. But I just feel like if I was being held to that kind of a standard, I would be called on the carpet. And years ago, when there was embezzlement, which Judy was here for, John Nickel did the right thing. When there was $4 million embezzled, he stepped down because that was a thing to do. When so much money had been wasted or spent or embezzled, he said, that's it, I'm done, I'm stepping down. We have a situation here where there are literally millions of dollars being wasted. We never hear an I'm sorry. We never hear I'm responsible. And those two things need to start happening because there has to be an accountability. And there's one person where the buck stops, and it's Dr. Navarro. And it would be nice as a taxpayer to think that my money is not going to be further spent in any way, shape, or form in rewarding someone who does not take responsibility and accountability for the lack of leadership in this district. Thank you.
Steve Smith.
Thank you, Mrs. Snell. Good morning, everyone. Well, here we are again at a special meeting with very little notice. I'm not here to chastise anyone or to open up a discussion on how to stop this inconsiderate behavior. I'm only here to ensure that a protest gets recorded on the video archive. Second, if you are in fact going to go into closed session to conduct an evaluation of the superintendent, I want to remind you of the following events that have occurred on his watch. Rats in schools. We still have rats in schools. I received 2 more reports this week. The prom draft, grade hacking, skyrocketing legal fees, a lawsuit by 2 respected former employees alleging that the superintendent created, quote, a workplace culture of fear and intimidation that compelled them to leave their job. The Estancia baseball polls, the ruined aquatics program at Estancia, the absurd delay over a new athletic facility at CDM, SWAN math, failure to abide by the CVRA, the Mariners gold ribbon application, which he signed, and finally, half of all the students in the district failed to meet the 2017 state standard for math. As with the posting of the agenda, I'm not here to change anyone's mind. I only want to ensure that there's a video record that, oh, by the way, no one can access online because the superintendent also failed to comply with the ADA. Thank you.
Lori Smith.
Good morning. Lori Smith, retired Newport-Mesa teacher, grandparent, and parent of Newport-Mesa students. I'm here and have been here involved in the district kind of as an accidental activist since SWAN math. And I had no idea what went on in the upper levels of management, but I'm concerned and I really believe in our schools, our community, that we have excellent resources and that we can improve. That's why I'm here. I'm speaking to your agenda item, the superintendent's evaluation as it's listed. I think it's critical to our district moving forward. My input is not personal, but it's my right because this is a public institution, and so I'm here giving my public input. My input is based on my factual observations and data. My understanding from last year when I spoke is there are 9 standards of leadership. I can truly speak to 4 of them where I feel I have objective data and experience. Work and school culture, it's problematic. The respect and trust across the board, whether levels of staff, teachers, and community is problematic. The leadership style and communications have created distrust. It's more been a top-down versus collaborative, community-oriented leadership. For example, objective surveys have either been denied, and when one was conducted, the collegiate survey, it was ignored. Insufficient transparency, I'm not even going to go deep into that. There is some improvement there, but we have a long way to go. Cabinet hires and consultants based on personal relationships versus skills and performance. Respect for teachers, sometimes it's the little things. I was just this last couple of months involved with a fire drill at my grandchild's school, and the teachers still had the emergency backpacks, the red ones that I had, which goes back now 20 years. We can't get our clipboards out that have our class lists on them and our emergency release cards for our kids. You know, it's like $30, $35. we've got to get money to the classrooms. We can continue to throw out a bunch of programs, but money for raises, money to consultants, the basics show respect, and it goes a long way in improving morale. How we conduct these meetings, again, the little things, the details, how we respect the teachers, how we treat our union rep. He doesn't have as much public time to speak as you all do. He sits away from the days, which makes sense, but he needs to be heard. He's come here again and again like a beggar, trying to protect his employees, the estancia, toxic fumes. That's just one thing. I see this as an opportunity.
Thank you very
for you to
much.
set goals and
Thank
move
you
our
very
district
much.
forward. Thank you.
Erica Roberts.
Take a document and get it open so that when I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay, are we ready to start?
Yes. Hello, members of the board. My name is Erica Roberts. I'm a community member, business owner, and parent of 4 children in this district. I considered not coming this morning because it doesn't feel good. And what motivated me is I thought again about Patrick Turner and how he didn't feel good going. So I'm here to represent the community and families. Martha, I wrote you an email in 2016, and in that I said I was perplexed as to why, again, Dr. Navarro's evaluation was held on a special board meeting versus a regular one, and it's happening again. We know that this is a macro opportunity or overview, but as a locally funded school district, we can choose how our tax money is spent. Bonuses should not be how we spend it. We still do not have materials for middle school, no air conditioning or small classroom sizes. We do have facilities that are not secure, in huge need of updates, and people are who are afraid to speak. We do not have enough counselors or special ed to help our kids. This is resulting in hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. They are out of control. That's Exhibit 1. They are amended on agendas for hundreds of thousands of dollars more. This is a waste of the general fund money, which is our tax money. It is needless. With these abundant lawsuits, kids, teachers, and the community loses. Please check out transparentcalifornia.com. Look at Dr. Navarro's salary versus Irvine's salary. Look at their website versus our website. They have 11 more schools, 12,000 more students with better achievement. Board members, you will evaluate Dr. Navarro in private. The public would not like to give the gift of $39,750 for the tax-sheltered bonus. The public does not agree with this, and it is not seeing exceptional leadership, transparency, fiscal responsibility, or decisions that are totally data and student-driven from this leader. There's been many false statements to the board. Those are Exhibits 2 through 8. Dr. Navarro, you told this board, specifically Vicki, that we were only going to pay $240,000 for SWAN while we piloted. Vicki, you asked and clarified. That is not true. It's false. $240,000 was just for professional development. We spent $320,000 more printing it out. That's Exhibit 2, coming from the financial department, Tim Holcomb. We have spent over $4 million on that program. You wrote to the daily pilot, it was 2.1. Then you told my husband it was 1.7. Dr. Navarro wrote an email and had Suzanne Gauntlet send it to all PTA presidents. That was distributed to the community. That's Exhibit 3. He writes in there that $600,000 plus was spent on professional development. That is true, but he neglected to write that the math of SWAN actually cost $4 million. That's Exhibit 5. A similar mess is happening right now with middle school. They have been using UCI materials for 4 years, which are not state approved, and are using our teachers to edit them. Look at Exhibit 8. We still do not have any vetted materials for 6th, 7th, or 8th grade kids, and there's no messaging going out to parents on the pilot. Is it a wonder that half of our kids in the district are failing math? Look at Exhibit 4 and 6. The estancia pools have been mentioned, the pool being drained. Kids suffered. Our community is suffering. Members of the board, please remember your oath. You represent us, and the public is very unhappy. Do not use our money if it doesn't improve student, teacher, or community experience. In the words of Patrick Turner, please make change. Thank you.
Mrs. Fleur.
I just want to I think there is some confusion as relative to, oh, you did,
Yeah.
I apologize, because.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's already
to
been
continue
addressed.
so you've explained that this is just the beginning of the process, that there's no salary discussion at these processes, and so I don't understand why they continue to complain about that when We're not talking about salaries at all.
Ms. Fleur, just for your note, I said I could talk about what we're not talking about. Well, I couldn't talk about what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Because you know what the rules are with closed.
I am horrified and disgusted that you would bring up a student and use, excuse me, it's my turn. I listened to you for 3 minutes. Use a student to make your points. Excuse me, if you were that student's parent, you would not appreciate it. Excuse me. Wendy Lees.
Can I just to add on to that, because I was going to say something? I feel really strongly about this because I know that family, I know what's going on, and unless that family has told you to speak on their behalf or on their or on their child's behalf, please don't do that again.
Board, is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. I would ask that the people who have already spoken would give you copies of their comments, because you haven't been taking notes. And every good student knows that you should take notes, because I don't think you can remember everything that we're saying. The First Amendment gives us the right to exercise our free speech, and I feel that what you've just said to a member of the community is a form of bullying and intimidation, that we have a right to freedom of speech and also to petition the government for redress of grievances. And these may not be the grievances that the founding fathers found and when the revolution started, but it was King George's perceived failure to redress the grievances that started the whole thing in 1776. So we have a right to say whatever we want and to use whatever words we want. That is our freedom. And for you on the dais to criticize us is absolutely against the Constitution of the United States. I've used up a few seconds, so I want to go back to the performance. I know the process, and I know it's a long process. I remember the forms. I remember spending time checking off the boxes. So I want to talk to you about the opportunity right now to make change. You've heard from us, you read on Facebook, you read our comments, you see our Williams complaints, you see what we see, and yet you have this blind spot where you don't accept what we're saying as being valid and truthful, as real problems. Rats at Costa Mesa, rats at Ensign, hello, you have the ability to fix it. And the sewer smell at Estancia, poor Steve Crenshaw. And to ignore those requests for help is unconscionable. And the superintendent, in your review, you need to look at what is your vision. We all pass buses and kids and moms going to school right now. What is your vision to improve the standards in this school district, especially on the West Side schools? You can do better. You can get out there and into those classrooms and talk to those teachers and deliver us from a culture of fear. That teachers who are afraid to stand up for what's right because they might get transferred to another school. You can do much better at community relations. The districting process was terrible. The outreach, inexcusable. You could have followed what we did at the city of Costa Mesa, but you didn't. What are your goals to improve, especially the West Side kids? You can do better. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, we're done? Let's go into closed session.